Welcome to Built for This, the podcast where real estate meets real life skills. Hosted by Andrea Lane and Alissa Bicar, each episode features investors turning their unique edge into long-term rental success.
Hello and welcome to the Built for This podcast. I am your co-host, Alissa Bicar, here with Andrea Lane, the fearless real estate investor, where we interview real estate investors who bring their personal and professional skills to the table to have a successful real estate investment business. Andrea, who do we have for him today?
I'm excited to introduce Aaron Cox. He is very active in the Jacksonville market. He owns more than 40 rentals. He's been in the business since 2001. So Aaron, thank you so much for joining us. I'd like to welcome you. And I have a first question off the bat. Why'd you get into real estate? What made you get into investing?
Funny answer. When I realized that banks were dumb enough to give me money, I wanted to buy more and more and more houses.
Well, I don't know about dumb enough, but that's a good reason to. That's not a reason
That
to invest, but
that was my young perspective. Like, oh wow, this is easy. They'll give me money, and of course, that was during stated income was allowable, and I looked great on paper, and I I was hooked.
great. And what do you love most about real estate investing?
Oh boy. Um, Working towards a future, I would say. Um, it's kind of with the rentals, even though it's not really a set it and forget it kind of scenario, like we've probably all heard or been led to believe. It is, you know, it's a tangible vehicle to place our time and money that you can actually go touch rather than
Yeah.
stock market.
I like
Better
that,
with bricks.
right? Yeah. How does your professional and people skills translate into your real estate strategy?
Um,
That's a secret question.
I think I learned that, you know, having people skills and like your network is probably almost more important than actually knowing all of the ins and outs and details of, you know, underwriting and how to market for properties, because you can always pick up from the network people who do things or love to do things that you don't.
I think that's so true. I mean, real estate is all about people. It's not about a property. It's about the people that you're working with. And that's what you do everything from beginning to end, from the time you're looking till you finally sell, right? It's amazing how people think it's all about the property. And of course, you need a good analysis, but people is what's built it. I agree with you.
Yeah,
So when
yeah.
you're looking at what you've done as a career and what you're doing in real estate, what's the unfair advantage that you have that you translate your career to your real estate business?
That's a funny question because when we first started getting seriously into, real estate as, you know, professionally rather than finding out that banks would give me money and learning about all the underwriting that we do and analysis and all that, I thought being in construction was going to be a huge advantage. I thought, you know, already having properties and rentals and dealing with, the experience of dealing with banks was going to be a distinct advantage. Um, and I don't, honestly, it's back to people skills, you know, it's building a network of people that you enjoy working with.
So hang on. For those of us who are a little slow on the uptake, you have construction experience and that wasn't your unfair advantage? Hold the phone. Why? I mean, everybody assumes you need a boatload of money to get involved in real estate and that you need like all of this tactical, tangible, like renovation experience. So, like, you just totally upended that assumption. Can you please tell us more about this?
Um,
Yeah.
well, like the type of construction I do, I'm a framing contractor. Obviously, understanding the structure of a house is beneficial, but also I can't, there was a point when we were, our main goal was flipping houses where I realized that I couldn't afford me, like I couldn't afford my company.
Oh,
Um, because it was a case of like it didn't make sense to take manpower off of a oceanfront house to go work on a termite-ridden house in a C or even D class neighborhood. So that's why you find people that their skills and their trade and their businesses are small enough where they're hungry and they're affordable.
I love that tip. Most people don't look at it that way, Aaron. Most people look at it like, oh, contractors, and I'm one of them. Contractors are the bane of my existence. But because you're looking in the lower end field, you tend to get people who aren't as experienced as you. So,
Yeah, I mean, I guess in one level, being in construction was an advantage. Even though my son and partner Cy ended up kind of managing our trades. Um, but I could, direct traffic towards him like, okay, this is a young guy. He's got two carpenters. He may be a good fit, compared to, I mean, in an emergency, obviously we're going to send my guys out there to take care of it, but um, that's not repeatable. And a lot of what we have to do, especially if you're buying multiple properties at one time, you have to kind of create a system of repeatable,
there it is.
repairs and
There it is.
rehabs.
Right there. Repeatable systems win the day. Your unfair advantage was not the fact that you know how to swing hammers or manage contractors. That happened to be your ace in the hole should something go awry. Like it was your fundamental backup plan, but it wasn't your secret sauce. I think this is so interesting. So,
yep.
business
Yeah,
people, the ones who say you have to have a business and you have to, in order to have a business, you have to have repeatable processes and systems. Like, hear this, real estate investing businesses are no different. Thank you, Aaron. This is like so valuable.
Yep. To try and teach it every single day. So thank you. So I have a question for you. Since we know a little bit about where you came from and where you are now, what's your biggest challenge or struggle right now in real estate? Is it finding deals, money, management? Where you stand?
um, for us, the past couple of years has been, um, because we have mostly C-class properties. It's been the economy, the cost of groceries, inflation, interest rates definitely didn't help our scenario with, rates going up in the middle of a rehab, you know, expecting, doing underwriting at one rate and, even being conservative and expecting something. And then by the time we refi, the rates are, a half a point or better higher. And it's that's
Yeah.
vacancy has been a problem until just recently, actually.
Now that summer's over and kids have to go back to school, people need a place to live. That's that helps the vacancy rate in late August and September.
I didn't think about that yet, but yeah, it definitely got better right before school started.
Yeah, so
So
some of it sounds like it's timing the market, and some of it, it's like, no, you have to have a good deal, you have to have good underwriting. It's what I heard is, you felt a little bit of a pinch because the rates were changing. How did that fundamentally change your exit strategies? Did you wind up selling more at, tell us about some of those, deals that went a little bit not the way you planned.
Yeah, we did sell a couple over the last couple of years. Um, selectively. I'm not a fan of selling, personally, even though that's the easiest side of the closing table to be on, but it's it's bittersweet. Um, it's to me, it's like, you know, the first houses that I bought, when I really knew nothing, um, like if I would have analyzed them now with the same numbers then, I probably wouldn't have bought them because they weren't perfect. But hanging on and, sticking with what your original plan was, even when it's tough,
Yeah.
you know, like don't panic because it's tough right now, because it will get better. And we've gone through a bunch of cycles since 2001, and um '08 was difficult. The beginning of COVID was difficult, but we came out, you know, shiny after COVID because property values went up drastically and rents went up drastically eventually. And just if your plan is to keep them, do whatever you can to keep them.
I find that most people who are in the buy and hold marketplace are very sad to go to a closing table to sell. I can tell you the deals that I am most sorry about are the ones that we sold, not the ones that may be problems, not the ones that we sold are the ones that I'm unhappiest about. So I get it. So
Yeah, like
yeah,
every single flip that we ever did, even if we exceeded our you know profits, within a couple of years, we were like, holy crap, what if we would have kept that one?
yeah, yeah, I know that story well. So as we're wrapping up our interview, what exciting plans or initiatives do you have for the next 6 or 12 months?
On the real estate side, it's, now that we're stable, we're, I think it's time to get back to buying. Um, and, we had an original goal with two of my partners to have 50 properties apiece that we could, you know, do kind of a 5 year cash out refi scenario for, five houses every 5 years, or even if it turns into 10 houses every 5 years. And I want to get back to buying.
Great, I'm with you. So I want to thank you so much for sharing today and for all of your insights and tips that you gave us. And for the people in the audience, if someone wants to reach out and find out about what it is you do, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Uh, Realistically, by text to my phone number, but by the
Okay.
time that this is out, LinkedIn will be appropriate as well.
What is that phone number so they can reach out and text you and find you on LinkedIn?
904-868-0866. I'm always happy to help other people that are looking into our market and meeting new people and expanding the network.
Well,
Awesome.
thanks again.
We are so thrilled to hear. Do you hear some of this paradigm shifting, exploding information you're hearing only here on the Built for This podcast? So thank you for tuning in. Don't go away. We have another amazing guest just like Aaron lined up for you next. So stay right here and listen to all of this. What your secret sauce is might not be what you think. Thanks a million for watching and for listening. We will see you next time.
This wraps another episode of Built for This. If you're a real estate investor with a unique edge, apply to join us at builtforthisshow.com/guest.